For the first time in my life, I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone. My heart was beating like crazy, both from excitement and nervousness. I was on my own, having told no one about this, and I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing as I stared ahead of me. The door in front of me looked dark and ominous, but I knew exactly what was behind it: hot and delicious danger. My skin was clammy under the coat, the only outward sign of my nerves. I stood straight and proud, but on the inside, I was a wreck. I couldn't believe I was doing this. It wasn't too late to turn around. I hadn't entered yet. But I knew I wouldn't. This was something I had wanted to do for a long time. Having lived my whole life in a little town in Greenport, New York, I hadn't had the opportunity to do this until now. Well, that might not be entirely accurate. I moved to New York 2 years ago as a transfer student, but it was only now that I had worked up the nerve to come here. Most of the time, I was a pussy. I could admit to that much. I had never been the go-getter, do what I want, fuck everyone's opinion, and fuck the consequences kind of girl. The never stand out, calm and quiet, never push myself kind of girl? Yeah, that was definitely more me. Right now, though, I was saying fuck it in big block letters, and I was proud of it. The bouncers looked at me, no doubt wondering if I was going to go in or not. Probably time to move my ass along. I had been standing here for far too long. As I stepped forward, one of the men stopped me with his hand. ID. I took out my student ID, making sure to give it to him with a steady hand. I didn't want them to find out how nervous I was. A minute later, he gave me the card back. "Did you follow the dress code?" he asked. Yes, I did. It had been tough to decide what to wear, but at the last minute I found an outfit I'd gotten as a gag present from a friend. She probably didn't envision me using it for this purpose. "I need to confirm it," the bouncer said, nodding at my body covered in a long coat. I wasn't prepared to let go of my cover so soon. With my shoulders poised, I unbuttoned my coat, slowly revealing the black lingerie underneath until it was all out in the open. The corset was tight, like a second skin, showcasing my hourglass figure with respectively large breasts and ass and a smaller waist. A garter belt pulled the attention to my slightly big thighs, and the open-toe stilettos made my legs look longer, more sensuous. The men were polite, only taking a quick look before turning to open the door for me. I didn't know if I was disappointed or not when I walked away from them. Wasn't I pretty enough for a second look? But then again, I was sure they were used to seeing girls' bodies, and it was a part of their job not to freak out both current and possible members. It felt forbidden to cross the threshold into the club, as if I was entering an entire new world, and in a sense, I was. I could hear the slow beat of music, seductive and provocative over the murmur of people talking. My heart was beating a mile a minute, but still, I didn't let it show. I am a confident, sexy woman who takes control over my desires. If I told myself that enough times, maybe I would begin to believe it. Since I first started my sexual awakening, I had been timid and unsure, and definitely not confident. More like an awkward girl who didn't know what to do. With 0 boyfriends and only drunk hookups, I struggled with being comfortable to let go enough to enjoy myself. Now was my time to seek out what I found thrilling, and something I had fantasized about from the time I knew I wanted something more than vanilla sex. Which was why I now found myself at a BDSM dungeon. Even with the tension, I still felt tingles of excitement. My curiosity overruled any nervousness I might have had. "Welcome to Desire's Den," a gorgeous brunette with a tall, slim figure said from behind a desk just by the entrance. "Hi, I heard you had an open house today?" I asked, mentally cursing my shaky voice. She looked me up and down, and judgment was clear in her eyes. "Yeah, we do. I'll take that jacket from you and show you to one of the hosts for tonight. He or she will show you around and answer any questions you might have. Oh, and I'll need your phone as well. We value our members' privacy and don't accept photos or videos being taken. This is just a safety precaution." I let go of my safety cover reluctantly, suddenly feeling naked standing in only underwear and heels. Goosebumps appeared along my body from the abrupt chill. I had an urge to put my hands over my breasts, even though I wasn't actually showing anything and needed to physically force my hands to stay by my sides. The woman turned towards me as soon as she finished hanging up my coat. Okay then, follow me. She led me down the stairs and through a corridor. The music grew louder with each step I took, and with it, my heart raced even faster. I was really doing this, I thought as I followed the brunette beauty. I couldn't believe it, it felt like a dream. My heels clicked to the rhythm of my steps. It was the only sound I made. The corridor wasn't that long, and it was sparse of any furniture, although it did have some intriguing photos on the wall. At the end of the hall was another door, this one made of the same dark oak as the one to the entrance. As the woman knocked once, twice, thrice, I had to lock my knees to keep them from shaking. This is it, the first time I would see with my own eyes a real dungeon. Please download Novels Ago and search the code in the upper left corner to continue reading.